Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Wheysted.
I'm Truthless. Today we're in the downtown Los Angeles Arts District.
And we are making a vocal sample pack for Dubstep, Rhythm, and Ther out.
It's going to have 50 samples with pre-drop vocals, one-shots, other phrases, and all sorts of goodies.
The pack will have a nice versatility for pre-drop, like I said, turnarounds, pretty much anything you really need vocal fillers for. Today we want to show you guys how we are doing this behind the scenes and how we are kind of processing it. Now you can get the pack in the description down below. We'll have a free version that you can get just a sample of it. The free version will have 15 samples. The free version will have 15 samples and will have a follow gate to Truthless and I's upcoming tracks, which you guys just follow, get the samples for free. If you guys like it, you can get the full paid version in the link down below. The full version will have 50 samples and include the vocal rack in which we use to process some of these vocals for you guys, so you can make some at home the way you want as well.
Having the vocal rack will allow you to customize the tonality and intonation of each of these vocal samples, or even your own vocals that you end up recording. Overall, we think this is going to be super useful for anyone making these genres or any other genre to spice up your music and make sure that you can drag in samples that are ready to go right out of the pack. So let's get started.
Gun to the dome, you don't want no smoke.
Perfect.
Last fucking time you fucking cross the line, I'm going. The last fucking time you fucking cross the line, I'm going.
That was a good one. That's pause.
So we finally recorded all the vocals and we've been post-processing them a little bit, and we want to deep dive and show you guys the before and after the vocal and kind of how we do the processing chain that you guys will get in the rack below.
This is a little bit more of a sophisticated version. We're using more third-party plugins, but the rack that we're giving you is going to have only Ableton native plugins that do effectively the same thing. So let's jump right into it.
All right, so I just want to cut here real quick to show you guys the free rack that will be coming out with the vocal sample pack. It has a ton of different presets in it, and it is super powerful, and we made it all Ableton stock. So I'm going to show you guys how to use it here in a second and what you can do with it, so that way when you get the pack you kind of know what you have to work with here. But I just in the meantime want to show you real quick that this is obviously before the video has come out, but this will be the free pack that has the 15 samples included in it, and the other link will lead you to the actual sample pack, which is $9.99, and it gets you the vocal rack and the full pack as well. This is for Ableton 11 and it's super powerful, as well as showing you guys the rack. Obviously I want to show you what's in the pack as well. So it's going to be named Whey Dubstep Vocals. Everything is laid out for you and organized. There's some funny ad-libs that we just made for fun.
There's protein powder everywhere. They won't invite me to their dinner party.
Just some funny one-off stuff. Offbeat loops are really good.
Break. Snap. What?
Like that's all going to be like your offbeat chants and some other ones.
Check. Bass. Fuck. Ha. No cap.
Phrases.
Break it down.
Come on.
Snapping vertebrae. Darkness descends upon you. Back to the streets.
And then finally the pre-drops, which are like 20 of these.
Heavy lies the crown, and tonight we bring it down. Run it back like that. Feeling my style, my bass go off wild. I'm the one you're afraid of.
That's just a quick little insight of all the different things. It's super universal for any bass heavy genre. And now we'll go actually into the rack for you guys. I just recorded something in my phone. Let me just show you. Sounds like this. Like, comment, and subscribe. So that's me literally just doing like, comment, and subscribe. That is what I drug into my DAW here, and you can see this rack has a lot to it, but by itself, like, comment, and subscribe. And you'll see what we do is we generally turn down 5.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you put the rack on it, we have a ton of different ones. So we'll start the default setting, and it sounds like this.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And really cool. We have different ones. I'll go through them real quick. Lace Daddy.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Anger Guy, which I really like.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
A really clean style.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Deathbringer, which is super cool.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And unsettling.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Also, with that being said, if you haven't liked the video yet, you should do that. Comment, whatever you're most excited for in this rack personally. And if you're not subscribed yet, join the community. Okay, so the cool thing about this is we pretty much laid it all out for you guys. So we'll just go to default real quick, and I just want to show you how cool this is that we can just
comment and subscribe. Like, 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 comment and subscribe.
like there's so much you can do here, and just everything is just on a macro. So you don't even have to worry about going into this chain of stuff. However, if you guys do want to learn how we set up this rack and for your own learning purposes, just hit map and bada bing. You can see everything that we did within it and see, oh, when I hit laces, we're doing, what are we doing in this? Or when I want to do just a robot, what's going on here? So everything's at your fingertips. It's going to take me a long time to go over this, so I'm not going to do it in the video. You can feel free to do it in your own time. I just want to show you guys the Ableton remake rack we made, because in the video, you're going to see a lot of different VSTs that we used that was just optimized for our workflow. But we wanted to make a version for you guys that works just like the rack. So we hope you guys enjoy this, and a cool cut back to the session.
So starting off, we have our original vocal. It sounds just like this. I am not a vocalist, and I sound
Throwing up the finger, you know my drop's a stinger.
a little bit silly. We cleaned up the sides by using fades in Ableton. And then the very first step you want to do is put it in Complex Pro. Go down your choice of semitones, but in this case I chose -5, and I use these settings because it gives us the best of both worlds between preserving some of the formants and clarity, but also pitching it down and making it sound lower, but it still sounds crisp. So then, once that's done, it sounds like this.
Throwing up the finger, you know my drop's a stinger.
And we go into our effects, which I will now explain. Cool, so this starting rack that we're using right here is the beginning of the processing of a vocal. Basically, you always want to make sure that your vocal is cut super clean on both sides, and then if there's any noise, like perhaps this would even be noise, in the middle, you're going to want to shave that down so it sounds as clean as possible, and sometimes being overly staccato-y makes it sound better. Starting with the beginning of the processing, you could have a gate on with these types of settings that's going to kind of do the job of the cleaning up that I talked about earlier, but for now it is off. Don't be intimidated by this rack. We're not even using most of it. What you really want to know is the sauce and the comp. The sauce is adding some brightness, really just in the high end on EQ, and the comp is doing a classic parallel compression where we have a strong glue compressor on one channel and then in a parallel channel the dry, and that mixes together to get that classic New York compression that allows you to have the best of both worlds, dynamics and loudness. This is the vocal sauce rack doing it. We've got some Soothe 2. I don't know if you can see the window. You can't. Oh, you can. Here it is. Here's the window of the Soothe 2 and what it's cleaning up. Basically taking down harsh resonances. And then we go into Fresh Air with these settings, very mild, just doing that high-end saturation. And then here's where the fun happens with some of the space. We have this effect rack, which is currently using metallic delay and wrap double. So this is a, first for the metallic delay, a tonal delay with a very short, both sides equal delay, and it gives it that robot kind of bounce to it. And then wrap double, I saw this in an Effin video. He's using the Nectar 3 wrap double preset in a parallel chain. So both of these effects are parallel to our dry signal right here. Sorry for the clutter in the chain. And then we're not using this Yo Man. We've got some EQ with like some dramatic settings that you should probably never have, and a little bit more fresh air. And then finally, a light Valhalla room.
And to cut in real quick, if you go back to that EQ, the reason why that EQ is shaped like that is because the vocals are pitched down, which means we're taking the main, like where your voice usually sits, putting it down, and it's getting extended through our chain and all that. So we're controlling that so the vocal's not super muddy, because you don't want your vocal super muddy. And obviously with the fresh air and the higher EQ, it's adding the brightness in, which we're toning down. So we need to add that back in so you have a clear, overall, well-shaped vocal.
Yeah. And necessarily you wouldn't always want to put this exact EQ. Like when I first started out, I would see in videos something that someone did, and I'd be like, I got to use that EQ. So I'd go slap this onto all the vocals. But this is situational. We're listening, and then we're making decisions. So I heard too much in this, and then I dialed this in. You're like a cook. Like, you don't taste enough salt, add more salt. Or if while cooking it was possible to remove salt, you would remove the salt.
And in my vocal takes, it's slightly different than his vocal takes, because obviously we have different depths in our voice and where it pitches. So that's just, you can see where it peaks in the EQ, and you can always just slide and see what sounds best for your own vocals.
Yeah, exactly. Next is an important detail. We are duplicating the vocal and making sure that it is at one pitch semitone down from where we had the original one. So the original one you see is -5, and then this one is -6, and then they're doubled with just a little bit of the lows and the highs cut so that the original first channel kind of owns those ranges and sort of protects them and makes them nice and clean. Both of these are flowing into our group, which has my magic mid-side craziness of the lows dynamic EQ being filtered out, and in Ozone 10 controlling our width and making sure that the vocal didn't become too wide from some of those detuning type of plugins. So you can see a little bit of the mids are coming down, then a lot of the highs are coming down, so that they're very mono and pure.
And the one thing about Ozone, it's just a multi-band, like, stereo field controller, at least the Imager is, and we have 3 specific bands we did that worked for us. Different options can work for you as well if you're using Ozone.
Yeah, you don't need to have Ozone. It's quite expensive, especially if you get advanced, but there are many things on the internet now that are just completely free that can be done. And we might even...
EQ8's pretty good.
Yeah, EQ8's pretty good. And we might even, include this in our free rack. Next we have Pro R with these settings. This is a reverb plugin. You can, of course, use Ableton. It can do almost everything that this plugin can do, but it's basically a short, smaller room reverb with very little mix, 5% on, to add just an ambient amount of space. And finally, my favorite limiter of all time, Pro L2, adding a little bit of gain, and if my CPU doesn't explode, which it will, just ignore that.
Throwing up the finger, you know my drop's a stinger.
It's just ensuring that we are not clipping and keeping the maximum peaks of the volume in one consistent, predictable area.
And that's how we made our vocal sample pack today for you guys. If you guys liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to put Truthless social media down below on top of the gate. Make sure to follow him, check out his music. He's a very talented producer, and we appreciate you checking out this video today.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace out. So...
Did it just crash?
Yeah. What the fuck? I didn't do anything wrong.